Hi, Miss Mason. How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm blessed.
Okay, what brings you here today? What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my name is Kane.
Hi, Ken. What brings you here today, Ken?
Oh, well, a friend of mine had told me that you guys are doing wonderful work, and that if I needed someone to talk to, that this is the place to come to. That I could vent and get out some of my problems, and you maybe could help me figure out some things.
All right. Well, I'm glad you came in today. Can you elaborate a little bit more about some of the things that's going on that you would like to talk about today?
Sure. Um, well, it's been it's been a crazy day. I guess the news always depresses me. So a lot of times I try not to watch it, but unfortunately I did today. And I seen stories about sports icons going down. I seen stories about politicians, not having the best interest of the people at heart. You know, I see stories about how those who are here to protect and serve is killing us daily and no one does a thing about it. Those things, they're just, I don't know, maybe just weighing me down a little bit. And I'd rather talk about it and get it out than feel like I'm, going crazy.
Okay. So I take it that you're just very depressed about the things that's going on in the world today.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is a bit of a problem for me. I don't think it should have to be that way. Um, I don't know if I would say so much as depressed because I don't feel unmotivated or anything. It's really more like it just gets on my nerves to see the stuff happening and not really knowing what solution is to make it better right now. You know, um, like I said, it's just so much that I see going on, and I have to wonder about.
Okay. Do you feel like that there's anything that you can do about what's going on in the world today, Kane?
Oh, sure, there's a lot of things I like to think I could do to help, but you know, uh, without the financial resources to make those things happen, I guess I have to take it one step at a time.
Okay. And would you like to break down some of those steps you might can take?
Well, charity begins at home, so my favorite charity is my kids.
Okay.
And I like to make sure that even if I don't take them everywhere in the world that they want to go, that their mind does. So we do a lot of reading together, and I tell them stories. Like to watch TV together. Those type of things help.
Okay.
I even try to make sure that I include some of their little friends when we're playing, so that they learn what it is to share and to be open and considerate of others.
Okay.
And I think those things are missing in life. Like kids haven't really grown up with those things in the last few years or having those kind of morals. So maybe that's why we're seeing the way things are now.
So, if you could change some things in this world, what kind of things would you be willing to change, Kane?
Well, if I could change, quite a few things. Um, One of them would be the senseless need of thinking that we have to rule over each other or, tell each other what to do, because that's probably what a lot of the problem is. People trying to have authority over each other. Um, I guess that's the biggest thing I would change. I mean, pretty much after that, everything else will fall into place, I would hope. I think we should love each other more. Some of us need to love each other less, but, that's neither here nor there. Uh, I know there's a lot of things I could do as far as, helping out in the community and trying to give more to charities or whatever, but I'm a Cancer. Those things just don't identify with me.
Hmm. Well, do you think that if we didn't, um, say people, what do you think would happen to the world if people didn't like try to control things? Do you think that they will fall out of place, or it would be better if they did or didn't be controlling?
Oh, I'm sure if we didn't have some system set up where we had checks and balances and one way or another to keep anarchy from happening. I'm sure if we didn't have something in place that would stop that, then yeah, we would. It'd be total disarray and chaos. We know that. I mean, I guess what I'm just harping on is people who seem to get drunk off of what little power that they think they have, and that just really irks me. You know, we're all one race. We're all one people. Did nobody come from another planet, to try to enslave the earth or this, that, and the other? Everybody's the same. We got the same amount of fingers, toes, arms, legs, eyes, and everything else. I don't get this whole, I can't be friends with you because you're a different color or a different ethnicity or whatever. Because, if there was another life form to come to this planet, they wouldn't see us as anything different than one race.
So, what do you think that we as a people can do to work in that area? What kind of work would you want, or think that we could do in that area to make everyone feel like they list one person, not just a certain race, rich or poor. What could we do, Kane?
Maybe I need to become a community organizer. Because those are questions a community organizer would answer. Like I would throw. I like to think that I could get talent to come together at any time, and people come out and support their city, during different events. So I would probably try to put together different community events where the people feel like when they come out, they're getting tied into one another and not just coming out to have fun, but they're getting to either know their neighbors or really know their community. They might not have known that the grocery store that was 3 blocks over on the corner actually sold, something that they grew up eating. Things of that nature. So yeah, I think maybe I could do that. Become a community organizer.
So what you're saying, what I get that you're saying is that even though if you're Black American, you should get to know, Mexicans, Indians, all different cultures and races. You should basically identify yourself and get to know them, and so that you guys can know about each other. Everybody can know about each other. Everybody can just be one happy people. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean, when you get done with it, you gotta realize, when I was growing up, I grew up in an area where there was white, black, and Mexicans. Now, granted, it wasn't a whole lot of Mexicans at the time. They were just starting to move here into the city like that. But, they moved into the neighborhood. They was cool. We got to know them. We were friends. I liked them. I like hanging with people with different races. I don't always want to just hang out with black people because it becomes boring if you already know what you hang around all the time. I like hanging out with different races, experiencing different cultures, things like that. That's fun to me.
Okay.
But in today's society and in the way the world is right now, you really can't do that because if you try, you're probably going to end up dead. And I'm not saying that that's a true probability, but like at least the 8% chance, and that's kind of high if you're black and only 13% of the United States population. So, what are you to do, huh? Like I said, I would become a community organizer though, because maybe that would be able. Then I could address some of the issues that I have and things I want to do.
So what are some of the things, Kane, that you think you can do to become a community organizer so that the world can, maybe you can make a difference in the world. So, what are some of the things you think you can, do to become a community organizer? And have you worked towards those things to help you become that?
Um, I've done I've done a few side jobs where I've organized different events for people who were trying to do things within the community. And I've got inroads and connections to some city officials who like some of the ideas that I suggested to them as far as how to build bridges to different parts of the community and bring them together. But being able to implement them all by myself, no, because I don't have that kind of financial backing. If I did, if I had the cash myself, I wouldn't hesitate to do stuff that I wanted to do as far as building up community relations and making the city a stronger, more successful urban community. Suburban, urban, however you want to call it. There's a whole lot of things that's lacking in this city that can be done to make the the bonds that people have to each other and to their communities a lot stronger. But they're missing, and no one wants to implement them. And when you talk about them, you get okay, sounds good, and you never hear nothing else about it. That's why I said if I had the money myself, I wouldn't be talking about it. I'd go ahead and do what I wanted.
So you think the true saying that it takes a whole village to raise one child is correct? Because what you're saying to me is that it's going to take everyone to get involved, and maybe going back to school. And I know you have stated that you